researchers are studying how DJing and hip-hop music production could help improve ADHD symptoms in young adults through creative, non-drug therapy. It is called Young John Lewis, Prodigy of Protest. It is a new hip-hop based musical celebrating the life and legacy of the great John Lewis. Rest in peace to the great Mr. Complex. This story is interesting. Columbia and NYU are teaming up for an event focused on indigenous hip-hop decolonization and edutainment. Gen Z is turning to Christian hip-hop in 2026. What's behind the move? And we know this already, but it's really nice to see, obviously a celebrity get attached to it to show, just to give a hint of how beautiful it is, how cute it is, and how empowering and uplifting it is when you bring the culture into the classroom.
Hip-hop news that isn't about dumb shit.
Silent motherfucking Night. If you caught the beginning of the show, Silent Night's song "Messy" with Pat Van Dyke was our intro tonight. So this is Silent Night. You probably know him if you know me, but if not, my man Silent Night. What up, bro?
What's good? What's good? Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of
course. Been a little minute. I'm glad to be back.
I appreciate you, man. So I've done this thing where, like last week, I actually had TK, TK, of course, TK Dutesse, Tasty Quiche on, and we were interviewing her about her work doing citizen journalism with folks in Minneapolis, and her new podcast, of course. But then she sat in on the hip hop news that isn't about dumb-ish segment, and so I said that'd be pretty cool to do with other people, so that it's just not me just blabbing all night.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I like that segment. I always like that segment.
So please blab with me as we get into a segment that I like to call
Hip-hop news that isn't about dumb shit.
So we're going to go through some of these things. These are stories that you'll find in the newsletter. Again, the newsletter that exists at mannyfaces.substack.com. I hand curate a bunch of these stories. Again, these are things you might not find if you're just perusing, hip hop media outlets, or certainly mainstream media. Hip hop and education, hip hop and health and wellness, these intersections, these interdisciplinary things, real uplifting stuff, the good stuff, all the good stuff about hip hop. And again, you'll see them in this newsletter, which I'm showing here on the screen. You can't see it, SK, but the people can. So please sign up for the newsletter. Once again, mannyfaces.substack.com. If you hear anything tonight that you're like, oh my God, that's dope, I love it, that's the kind of hip hop story I want to hear more of, come to the newsletter. I got you. And we will start off as we do. And you'll notice, I have little sections, right? Little segments, like they reminisce over you, dropping science. Call me if you get lost, which is like stories about things that are happening all over the place. Everyday people, which are profiles or stories about people. So it's a very good newsletter. You'll love it. And I welcome you to join me on the newsletter for free.
Nice.
Let's begin. I don't know if you knew this dude. SK, for those y'all don't know, Silent Night is not just a random guy that I know. He's a very prolific recording artist, still, I guess, never unbecame a Raucous Records member. It's just that Raucous Records went away. But you down with Raucous Records. A prolific recording artist. You've recorded with folks like Inspector Deck. You've recorded with just who have you done songs with? Just so people know that you're not about that nonsense.
Doodlebug from Diggable Planets.
Come on.
NECA, like you said, Deck. Producers, Illmind, Beat Miners, Ayatollah.
Yeah. Now I say that because, I said, and you still do music, still dropping great music. Obviously, if you're a fan of hip hop, follow Silent Night, and we'll talk about a little bit more what he's doing recently. And we're gonna be rocking together in New York City this Thursday night. So many things happening. I mentioned all that to say that, again, you've been a part of the underground, independent, hip hop music scene for a very, very long time. You were signed to a label, so that's not totally independent. But you probably knew Mr. Complex.
Yeah.
Right. So we always start the segments with those, those who have passed away, or, just to give, post-mortem flowers. And of course, Mr. Complex, Corey Roberts, passed away. Another staple of underground hip hop in New York City for a number of years. Had some dope joints. Queens native, Queens get the money. And did a lot of joints with a lot of people. A lot of people obviously had a lot to say about his his passing. This was in hot97.com. It was covered in a few other locations. Corey
Okay.
Roberts, 57, Mr. Complex. Did you know him personally?
No, so I knew his music absolutely. I
Yeah.
listened to his music and all that, and I know his his group mates. So Shabam Sadiq, I have a song with Shabam Sadiq. We've done shows. We know each other for years. I know Apani B Fly. I know Ty Phoenix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's Polyrhythmatics.
Right.
And yeah, knows music, and obviously a lot of mutual people. And he's definitely in that space and that generation that's like my OGs, my
Right.
that. But I don't know if I ever I didn't know him personally, basically.
Yeah. Maybe in the same place at the same time, but surely
Yeah.
probably cross paths. But yeah, that's underground New York hip hop royalty right there. You know what I mean? And a lot of folks, are mourning the passing of Mr. Complex at 57 years old. 57. At this point, it doesn't really matter, but the cause of death remained unconfirmed at this point of, this being posted. There was a lot of people, Instagram, I was trying to like give a DJ Spinner, of course. DJ Spinner wrote,
In that group too, yeah.
"Yep, one of the most imaginative minds I've ever known, and a naturally funny brother who would have you in stitches with laughter, even when dealing with his own personal struggles. Thank you for all the years of creativity and friendship. Love you forever, bro. Strength and condolences to all of his family members and friends." So rest in peace to the great Mr. Complex and all his friends and family. Word up.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Much love.
So that's that segment. They reminisce over you.
Yeah.
I like this area of the newsletter where I focus on some of the areas, the stories that have to do with, I call it drop of science, but maybe it's education, maybe it's health and wellness. I teased this one last week, but I wanted to give it some love again. This was a new spin on ADHD treatment. We have researchers are studying how DJing and hip hop music production could help improve ADHD symptoms in young adults through creative non-drug therapy. And again, I shouted this out last week because this is work that's being done out of Virginia Tech University. And Craig Arthur is one of the leaders of this study. They did a whole study with a neuroscientist named Julia Basso. And Craig Arthur, who's a hip hop scholar at Virginia Tech, he's been on this show, matter of fact. And they did a study testing music making as a creative, movement-based form of non-drug therapy. Basso said, "This isn't about replacing medication. ADHD medications can be effective, but they don't work for everyone. They can come with side effects, and for some people, the effects wear off by the end of the day. We're exploring whether something like DJing could be another tool that people can use to manage their symptoms and support their well-being." And I think it's a wonderful intersection. We've seen a lot of this. We've talked about it on the show a few times. We've had folks that deal with Andrew Wang is in the chat right now. We've talked about neurodivergence and how hip hop can help neurodivergent students, young people, and grown folk, because of regulating their emotions and having just a positive effect on their mental well-being. And I think that as an artist, SK, I mean, even on a cursory level, even not on a diagnostic, real smart psychological, psychiatric level, that writing has always been cathartic, right? I know that beat making always felt like it was like doing something for me that just made me feel better. You'd agree? What's your
Absolutely.
take on this?
Yeah, definitely. I would say back in the day, I might have even said, it's therapy. It's better than therapy. It's like therapy. Nowadays, I'd be like, also go to therapy.
Right.
But absolutely cathartic. I mean, to the millionth degree, like for sure, and I think for everybody or for lots of people, but yeah, for myself, I definitely have when I sometimes by accident in phases where I haven't written in a while or haven't, done like actually created or done art in a while, I'm like, something feels off, or I'm like, oh yeah, word, let me, get that release or get that healing.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you say it's funny. It's like, it's better than therapy, but also go to therapy. And as you know, on the show, we talk to people that do both, like hip hop as therapy. You know what I mean? Like that blend of
true. Yes, absolutely.
Which is like the next evolution of that. And so I love it. I love it. I love when it happens here. We've had, again, just shouts to some random, folks that have been on the show. Obviously, Dr. Raphael Travis, who's pioneering work, the healing power of hip hop. We've had Dr. James Norris on the show, who actually works with adults through hip hop therapy. A lot of times these things are aimed at kids, which is great, and they need it, and it's fantastic, and it's so effective, and it's wonderful. And if you have anything to do with kids, and if you have anything to do with mental health therapy, or you have it, then please put hip hop into your mix, because it's so effective at reaching young people. It's so effective at, giving them an outlet. And again, like regulating and helping them just, self-empowerment and all that stuff. Andrew Wang is obviously running, right, because I've had him all on the show. Teams Under Construction has had him on a couple of episodes ago. Dr. Elliot again, I've had JC Hall on the show. Jamila Sams from We Do It for the Culture. Randy Sconyers, there's so many practitioners who have one foot in the culture and one foot in these spaces that are really elevating this beautiful intersection of hip hop and mental health. So that's what we do here. If it once again, if all this is like very interesting, go through the archives. All these people have been on the show, and we talk about this a lot. Moving forward, Columbia University. I will be in New York City, by the way, this Thursday and Friday.
Air horn noises.
I got them. Did y'all hear it? Did y'all hear the air? Oh, no. Why didn't you hear the air horn noises? Dang it.
Y'all hear it? They didn't hear it?
I don't know. Not everything works like it's... Yeah, they heard it. Anyway.
We're good.
So, it's a lot going... Yo, if y'all see this from this angle with the screens and the lights and the things and the tech, it's crazy over here. So yes, I'll be in New York City this Thursday and this Friday. We'll talk about our event Thursday night in Harlem at the Aloft Hotel in Harlem Thursday night. Well, evening, 6 to 11 p.m. Be there or be rectangular. And then Friday, I'm at basically affiliated with Columbia University for a wonderful talk with my man, my mellow, Unlearn the World from Hip Hop for Change, who's been on this show. And we're going to be talking about hip hop as that educative tool. As that sort of way to reach, people through culture in ways that traditional education or traditional institutional stuff like fails. It's like hip hop.
And Manny, is that Friday event you just mentioned open to the public? And what's the location?
It's not necessarily open to the public per se, but if you are in New York City and you're available between 3 to 6 p.m. on Friday, hit me up. You can find me, mannyfaces.com. You can just Google me. You can Instagram me, whatever, and I'll put you on the list. So it's not wide open to the public. It's a Columbia University event, but I'm able to bring some folks in with me. So if you are in Columbia, you want to see, I got you on the list. I know you're going to be there because we have been rocking the night before at the Aloft Hotel on Thursday night. So that all being said, this story is interesting. Columbia and NYU are teaming up for an event focused on indigenous hip hop decolonization and edutainment. This is part of a program at Columbia. This will focus on Quechua rappers from the Andes. I got to say it right. My wife is Ecuadorian American. I got to get it right. And we'll focus on the limited scholarship of indigenous hip hop. So again, this is part of the university seminars at Columbia University. The event is titled Indigenous Hip Hop as Edutainment and Decolonizing Practice. We talk to a lot of folks on this show, and we talk to a lot of people in our mix who are all about decolonization, baby, and as well they should be, and how hip hop has been doing this for a good long time. Latin American history and studies with a regional focus on the Andes. Hip hop studies with a focus on indigenous hip hop and Quechua rap and social movements and revolutions. That's what this event is all about. So if you're in New York City, come check this out. I just love this elevated combination of topics. You know what I'm saying? All these things coming together in this beautiful event. So we wanted to shout that out. I'm very New York centric. So a lot of my listen, Andrew, I got a Tasha in my house, so I'm not, I gotta, so moving along. Anyway, so if you're in New York, it's something to look forward to. Again, all of these things are listed on the newsletter. I'll put the link at the bottom again, mannyfaces.substack.com. If these things are interesting to you and I'm going too fast, you'd be like, what? Wait, hold on, Manny. Where is it? New York, NYU, Columbia, what? Go to the Substack. It's right there for you. It's literally hand wrapped and delivered to you like a newborn babe, wrapped in swaddling cloth and delivered to your inbox. I thought this is dope, and I want to see this. This is in Washington, D.C. It'll premiere March 26th. I want to get the people behind this on this show because I'd like to know what this is all about. It is called Young John Lewis, Prodigy of Protest. It is a new hip-hop based musical celebrating the life and legacy of the great John Lewis. It'll begin March 26th and it'll play through May 4th at the Atlas Performing Arts Center in Washington, D.C. The musical explores the former congressman's younger years, from 18 through the age of 28, exploring how the murder of Emmett Till motivated Lewis's pursuit of a life of service. It also explores his time as a leader of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, otherwise known as SNCC, and fighting for civil rights alongside Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It's being produced in partnership with the John Lillian Miles Lewis Foundation and the John Lewis Legacy Institute. And music for the production is composed by Grammy-nominated musician Koyaki. So a hip-hop musical about John Lewis. I like it. I'm here for it. I'd like to check it out. So if you're in D.C. and you go see this, I'm trying to get these folks. I just found out about this the other day. So something to look forward to in D.C. Young John Lewis, Prodigy of Protest.
Excellent.
Right? Hip-hop theater. Hip-hop theater, I love it. Did not start, by the way, or end with Hamilton. I'll have you know.
Indeed.
I will have you know. There was hip-hop theater before Hamilton. There will be hip-hop theater after Hamilton. Ain't got nothing to do with Hamilton. Regardless how you feel about Hamilton, just so that people know. Wisconsin, Bob Knutson is from Wisconsin.
What?
Wisco in the building. And apparently, I sent them this story actually when I found out about it, because we like to highlight when hip hop is being, amplified and showcased at traditional institutions. Wisconsin Historical Society for Black History Month hip hop exhibit has been expanded there. It's I think it's a little news segment. Shall we watch it? Let's.
This Black History Month, Madison's hip hop exhibit is reopening and expanding. Phase 2 of the Lead Between the Rhymes exhibit celebrates more than 50 years of hip hop culture in Wisconsin. Every Saturday this month, there will be free guided tours. The exhibit also now honors several past UW artists, students, professors, and student organizations that partnered with the Madison hip hop scene to organize the Hip Hop as a Movement conference and more. The exhibit is in the first floor lobby of the Wisconsin Historical Society's headquarters on State Street. It's open weekdays 10 to 5 and on Saturday from 10 to 4.
All right, so there you go. The Leads Between the Rhymes exhibit is open every Saturday throughout February, giving up visitors an opportunity to explore the rich history of hip hop culture in the state of Wisconsin. Which, it'd be fair if you just were a casual person in the world and you said, I don't know that Wisconsin is exactly a hotbed of hip hop activity, but you will find that that's wrong, especially the University of Wisconsin. University of Wisconsin had a great movement called First Wave. They've had amazing conferences like Hip Hop in the Heartlands that started to mold these worlds of let's study hip hop as an important cultural and artistic movement. Let's do it in the colleges. Let's have programs for young people to engage in. Let's take it around the world. Let's do all the things. So Wisconsin, as if you know, has actually been really instrumental in these intersectional places. Hip hop and education, hip hop and culture past just the entertainment. So check it out if you're in Wisconsin. Shouts to Andrew Wang, who mentions that the hip hop pedagogy for music educators is based on Wisconsin in Wisconsin. I don't have it I'll fix it right now. You see the little chat thing isn't over the people. So I'm trying to fix that. Let's see if I can try that again. This is a very visual thing I'm trying to do here. And then, of course, the great... it has to be here. There you go. I'm just fixing the visual thing where I put the chats on the screen. It was hidden behind your beautiful face, SK, and we couldn't have that. Yeah. So again, Andrew Wanning's pointing out that the Hip Hop Pedagogy for Music Educators is based in Wisconsin Music Educators Association. That's a conference that's coming up on February 26th, I believe, an online conference that'll be featured in the newsletter. So please check that out. Gloria Latson Billings taught at the University of Wisconsin. Gloria Latson Billings is a pioneer. Thank you, Andrew Wang, for shouting her out. A pioneer of culturally relevant pedagogy, which is the meaning of like doing education, respecting the culture of the kids that you're teaching. She was featured in my book, Hip Hop Can Save America, and she's been on this podcast. So yeah, man, there's a lot of things happening with hip hop in Wisconsin. And as Bob Knutson says, it's more than just cold here. It's pretty cool too. Ha ha! I got you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, Andrew Wayne corrected me. The 28th is the conference online. Great conference for music educators. If you are a music educator by chance, perchance you teach music, you should definitely be at this conference. Follow the newsletter for all the information. How you doing, SK? Good stuff, right?
Good stuff indeed. I'm loving it. I got to go to DC. I got to go to Wisconsin. I got to make my rounds for all these things.
I'm gonna make it easy for you. This one's in Brooklyn. How about that?
All right, there we go.
All right, because you're in Jersey. Brooklyn is a hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah, like you said, I'll be in Harlem on Thursday and Friday. I'll be in Brooklyn. I was in Brooklyn, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Let's go, Brooklyn.
What we got in Brooklyn?
Brooklyn is always in the house.
Indeed.
Brooklyn's finest photo installation honors hip-hop legends at Borough Hall.
Nice.
Brooklyn Borough Hall celebrates hip-hop history with iconic portraits by Jamel Shabazz and other legendary photographers. Of course, if you know, you know. At the opening, you saw Jamel Shabazz, Fab Five Freddy, Brooklyn Borough President. So they got a beautiful photo installation celebrating Brooklyn's pivotal role in hip-hop history. Going on, of course, it features Shabazz's iconic 1998 photo shoot, "The Greatest Day in Hip Hop History," which is nice. with all the rappers were laid out. Yeah, sort of like the Great Day in Jazz history, the recreation of that.
I remember that the hip hop one being in Double XL magazine, I think it might have been, but like it folded out, you could see the whole picture with everybody there.
Yeah, that's right. It was a centerfold.
Yeah.
So they opened it up, and it's been it's curated by good homie Daytwan Thomas, former editor-in-chief of Vibe. They had an opening event which you all missed, but it's open. You can go check it out. It's running till the end of February. It's called Brooklyn's Finest Legends in Focus. Brooklyn Borough Hall through the end of February. The building is open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 4:30. So
at the end of the month, all right. I got a couple of weeks left to go over there.
You got to get to Brooklyn, man.
And shout to Andrew Wang in the chat, said he's presenting on the 28th at that last minute slot. That's dope.
Oh yeah, indeed. The music educators. Andrew Wang is a music educator himself. He teaches music in a school in Westchester, New York. I will be actually keynoting that conference. I'm opening that one up. Yeah. So cool. I know I should say these things, but I'm very humble. But I will be there, but it's going to be great.
Online.
Yes, online. Gloria Ladson-Billings is there. My good friend and colleague, Dr. Lauren Kelly, is going to be presenting there as well. So we're going to have a lot of good folks. Again, this is the section where I go around the country and I find things that are happening all over the world. I don't know. By the way, in the chat, first of all, overall, if you're messing with me so far, we see viewers, we see people. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure little comments help, but give a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed.
Like the video. I was gonna say subscribe if you're not too. Yeah.
Do all the things, please. Shouts to Ashley Tate, who's congratulating me on the keynote after she brought me to UNC Charlotte to keynote her wonderful conference. So shouts to
Charlotte, though.
Yes, right. To the beach, y'all. A hip hop symposium. We had such a good time. I had such a good time. I love the Ashley Tate. I love you so much. Like how much dance and movement is centered in your conference. A lot of the hip hop conferences we go to try to get that into the mix, and I love that because without movement, without dance, it's always the music, right? It's the rappers, it's the DJ. There's always a DJ at the hip hop conference. That's cool, but there's not always dancers, and there should always be dancers. So salute to that very cool situation happening in Charlotte, and thank you for that. Berkeley, California. My man Coffrey J has been on this show, by the way. He is a activist. He's a hip hop. He's a hip hop activist. Oh yeah, I was saying, make sure you thumbs up. And the other thing I was gonna ask y'all to do with the stream, with the thing, I forget.
Subscribe or share the stream.
Yeah, there was that. There's something else I was gonna ask y'all to do, but I can't remember. Anyway, it's fine. Just make sure you thumbs up. And then Ashley Tate says we're coming back in 2027. Let's go. I hope I'll be down with y'all regardless. You don't have to bring me there. I'll just come. So anyway, Coffrey J. We've had him on this show. A hip hop activist, has a organization called Hip Hop for the Future. They have now. He's been doing stuff in the Bay Area, for Berkeley for such a long time. He's an outspoken advocate for hip hop as a revolutionary tool, liberatory tool, anti-racist. Talks a lot of ish, and I love it. Goes out there and presses against folks, who are being, falling into the oppressive movements that this country is unfortunately so well known for. Just a great, loud mouth in a great sort of way, advocate for hip hop. And now they have had a weekly event held at Club Cali, and it's hosted by his organization. He does a radio show out there as well. It's providing a space where MCs can write new work live and perform for a receptive audience. So it's sort of like a hip hop incubator and community space, right? Think of it as like, a Boys and Girls Club or YMCA for hip hop heads. And so I wanted to highlight this organization. It's Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. to midnight at Club Cali in Berkeley. Again, Khafre Jay is the founder and owner of Hip Hop for the Future. They have, this was like someone running down a typical night there. 12 participants gathered in the corner of the bar, quietly strategizing. They had received the prompt weeks in advance. So there's like a prompt. There's like a little, creative exposition happening there. There's some money on the line. Oh, okay. There's a whole thing. Happening. So again, believe you me when I tell you that this is not just artists coming together to spit, and have fun or whatever. There's always a social justice undertone when it comes to Khafre and his organization, Hip Hop for the Future. And SK, you're a perfect example of this. So many times I preach on this show and through all the work I do, like hip hop as activism doesn't have to look like a protest song. You know what I mean? Like it's cool when it does. And if it's authentic and if it's, not performative, it's whatever. It's great. But there's so many other ways that hip hop is keeping people civically engaged and community, organizing in a way through creativity, through space of, welcoming and safe spaces and ingenuity and all these things. And this is an example of that. I also want to point to you, sir, because in a similar way, the work you've done with the Innocence Project is something I always point to. Like you're an artist. You've done songs about all kinds of things, and some of them have touched on political topics or the way you feel about the way you see the world. You worked with me on the Newsbeat podcast. That was
I was thinking,
a mix of journalism and hip hop. And you've worked with the Innocence Project. Just if you could, and I'm giving you the segue here, just because to see the Flow Lounge that Khafre Jay is doing as like a space where people can come together and perform and be creative, but also like, let's also talk about what we can do as artists, what we can do in these crazy times to make an impact that doesn't require us to be a superstar, doesn't require us to be on Billboard charts, and doesn't require us to be, Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. We can still do something as independent artists, as voices of our community and as creative beings. What's your take on that? How do you view that as an artist? Like, how do I do what I can do in these times?
I mean, I think it's important. I think it's something that, again, I feel like a lot of people struggle with. Sometimes, I struggle with it myself. And no matter how big or small, like your audience is, your platform is, or can feel like, sometimes it feels like, who am I, or what is my reach really?
Right.
I think it's important to keep that in perspective, like that you do have a voice, that people do listen to you, people do come to you, people are open, people see you, are like your rhymes, like your music, like your personality, like your, different stuff. If they see you online, then you do have a voice, you have a platform,
Yeah.
Or see you online or in person, of course. So that anything if you agree with something like that, or you want to give a voice to, or give some put it out there like that, it helps. It does help, and just being in community with people like that. That sounds like a really dope event. And I agree. Even just learning, first of all, like through working with the Innocence Project and doing Newsbeat with you.
Yeah.
it would be an episode. I would get, I would do my own research. I would read. I would hear the interview transcripts. I would, I
Right.
would listen to what you had so far in the episode, and I would learn new things too. Yeah, just all around, I think is a really all this stuff is really cool. And like I said, yeah, we do have a voice, and we are yeah, use it.
And I think like it's okay to be, again, not to say unorthodox, but and listen, for the next part of this show, once we're done with this segment, we're almost wrapping up. We got a few more stories to tell, but we're going to talk about hip hop conferences, like at academic, institutions. And there's always that tension of, does hip hop belong in the in academia? Are they treating it right? Or is it being exploitative or extractive? And there's definitely, concerns there. But you've been to the Hip Hop Youth and Research and Activism Conference at Rutgers University.
That's the one I was thinking of there. I've been to some conferences, especially that one, I was able to be there a couple of times and see other things there. I was able to even perform something or speak a little bit, so.
Right. Yeah. And it's like your impact. So I would imagine, and I know this for a fact because you've talked to kids in elementary schools and in middle school, like as an artist, as a creative person, I know that we get this thing out there in the world where we want to see artists speaking out about the issues. And sometimes we rely too much on the superstar voice, man.
Like where's Ja Rule?
What would Ja Rule do? He's getting into a fight on a plane. That's what he's doing. He's about to get his passport revoked. but yeah. You're gonna say? I'll say
no. I'm just what you were saying too about like not only needing at all the superstars and celebrity voice and all that. Same thing. Even with Innocence Project, like, they have ambassadors like Stephen Colbert, or like, Whoopi Goldberg, or like, I don't know. I was trying to think of another musician one, but like, but Hugh, big.
Oh, the guy from New Orleans, isn't the
John Baptiste?
Baptiste, yeah.
So they have all that, you know what I mean? So I'm like, again, I'm like, oh, little old me, but like, we were able to, do some cool grassroots stuff with Innocence Project, me and Manny and Rodney Roberts and Termaine Hicks and other these are exonerees who I'm naming, who work with the Innocence Project and all that, and who were once exonerees, meaning people that were locked up for something that they didn't do and they got out and exonerated. But yeah, we're able to do some really cool stuff with that, again, online and in person, and it matters and it makes a difference, I think.
Absolutely, 100%. So I don't want to. It's definitely a yes and. If our celebrities spoke out, if our celebrities are funding, movements or organizations or I don't know, documentaries or whatever, great, yay. But it's a yes and thing, and I'm saying that the collective power of all the artists like you, SK, the work that I try to do, the conferences that we're going to be at, that I'm going to be at, that you're going to be at, that I'm going to discuss later. This work is being done. Through a hip hop lens. It's absolutely being done. And it's making a difference because when you touch, or when you like speak to or in a room, I just did a community cipher at the Arcus Center for Social Justice Leadership at Kalamazoo College in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And we had about, 20, 25 people from the community. And we talked to, and shouts to Dr. Candace Lavender, who co-presented with me. And we had this beautiful cipher of artists, community members, students. We had this beautiful couple. They're in their 70s, white couple in their 70s that were there listening to us. We had people from churches in the area, and they wanted to know how hip hop, can help this cause, this overall cause of trying to make the world a better place, trying to right some wrongs, try to protect democracy if that's your thing. You know what I mean? And we were there to explain that all of these things happen. And all of these things are happening in a very innovative, exciting way through hip hop, through people that are in this world. So you're just an example of it. And again, Coffee J shouts to the people that are doing this work. And that's what we're here for.
And I want to say, thank you, first of all, for having me on tonight. Thank you for shouting me out and, highlighting those things about me, but also just in general. That's, one thing I love about the show, about the newsletter, and about the book that's out right now. Hip Hop Save America. Yep, right there. So, I love it, and the voices that that you have on there.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the next segment and all that, like you said. So I want to learn more about the conferences and all that too. So I'll be in the with y'all.
100%. All right, stick with me for like 2 or 3 more stories, and then we'll get to it. Yeah.
Yep. Got you. Yeah.
All right. A couple of again, this is hip hop. Let's play the thing. Everyone likes the thing. When I say
Hip hop news that isn't about dumb shit.
so, there you go. Hip hop news that isn't about dumb ish. So here we go. Yeah. So, okay. Fab Five Freddy. We just mentioned him earlier. Got a big write up in the New Yorker. If you know the New Yorker, they'll write 900,000 words about someone. But I don't think that anyone in hip hop is probably more deserving of a 900,000 word write up than the incomparable Fab Five Freddy. If you know, you know. If you don't know, this is a person you need to know about. So I don't know if you're in hip hop and you don't know who Fab Five Freddy is. You should definitely read the whole thing. What else can I say? It's a good write-up. I read most of it. Because it's 900,000 words. I ain't got time for that.
900,000 words?
It's like 860,000, something like that. So yeah. JC City, peace, said this is definitely a pertinent conversation, informative update for the hip hop culture. Thank you. Nothing means more than when people find value in what I do. So thank you for that. Appreciate you for sticking with us. Yeah, man. Fab Five Freddy, the one and only. I was in the same place at the same time as Fab Five Freddy once. It was one of Ralph McDaniel's birthday celebrations that he does pretty much every year around this time of year, I think. Anyway, did you hear about this? Did you hear that Kid from Kid and Play received a heart transplant?
Yo, I saw something about that the other day.
That's wild. I'll play a little clip from the news segment. SK, you can't hear it because of the way we have the tech, but the people will be able to hear it. So I'm just gonna play a little clip from the ABC News story about Kid receiving a heart transplant.
New year, new heart, new vibration.
Roll with Kid and Play.
New year, new heart, new vibration.
Christopher Kid Reed, half of the iconic hip-hop duo Kid and Play, has always poured his heart into everything he does. Known for his high flat top fade, dance moves, and upbeat positive lyrics,
We present ourselves as the very best.
Reed helped bring hip-hop mainstream, not only with their music, but their cult classic House Party films.
I'm never fessing.
House Party was great.
That it takes to rock. I think it's time for the new kid on the block.
All right. You can watch the whole news story later. Kid and Play. Kid from Kid and Play. Christopher Reed got a heart transplant. Is recovering well. I donated a kidney. I'm all about the organ transplants.
Indeed.
I'm all about this. We talked about Freeway getting a kidney transplant. So yeah, anyway, if you're an old school fan, you'd know Kid and Play, obviously, and iconic duo, iconic artists, and glad he's doing well. So there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving along, more hip hop news that isn't about dumb-ish. Great profile on this site that I never heard of, Epicenter NYC, about Sherwin Banfield, who did a bunch of really cool, again, New York, you might have seen these. These are sculptures that he's put together. He's a Queens-based mixed media artist, curator and educator, quote, whose recent work explores journeys of identity and ancestry within his preferred subject matter, the human experience. But he's done a bunch of hip-hop related sculptures. This one here is in, I guess it's in Brooklyn. It says, "Sky's the limit in the County of Kings, a tribute to Notorious B.I.G., a bronze, resin, stainless steel, winterstone, wood, audio, lighting, and solar-powered sculpture exhibit." This looks like it's in the middle of Brooklyn, bro.
This is what's his name again?
Sherwin Banfield.
Okay. Yeah, last year we were looking into all those hip hop sculptors and visual art stuff and all that.
Yep, Botanical Boombox in Brooklyn branch. A cipher in Queens. Looks like this is steel, winterstone, cement, wood, patina, audio, and lighting.
Cool.
I'm showing them obviously to everyone here. Another botanical boombox This is cool. It's like a
like it.
it's like a boombox, but it's glass, and I guess there's plants inside, and that's dope. This is the LL Cool J sculpture at Crotona Park.
The sculpture looked like it's hard as hell. Probably. No, sorry.
It is hard as hell. So yeah, a lot of hip hop related sculptures, and they did a feature on them. So again, hip hop and art, man, the fine arts. Let's go. This is cool. Nice, cool story about youngins. We had a couple of good stories about youngins last week. We talked about our friend Fuchs, Fuchs, and his daughter Aura V, who won the Grammy. Come on now. Come on, kids.
Yo, shout out to my man Mega Ran too. Him and his kid, and he was nominated. This year.
That's right, Buddy, Mega Ran and Buddy. So
Treehouse and all that.
Buddy's Treehouse. So we had two hip hop heads in the children's music album category. You want to do any children's songs, man?
I love it. What's that?
You gonna do any children's songs? You should do some.
Am I going to do? We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. I mean, you've done polka, so you never know what this guy might do.
I did that thing. I did this project, like this video with students in Norway before.
That was great.
And like you said, I've done that one. I don't know if I've done like a song or something. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. By the way, if you just checking us out, just tuning in. This is Silent Night, by the way. Silent Night like the chess piece. A prolific veteran hip hop recording artist, Innocence Project ambassador, creative journalist, and good friend of mine out of the New York, New Jersey area. Done a lot of music, released some music lately. You should definitely check him out. If you're anywhere in my atmosphere, you'll enjoy the music he does. So we had a lot of young people celebrating young people in hip hop. Again, I think the kids are going to be okay because you got people like Mega Ran, you got people like Fuchs and Aura V. Aura V is now the youngest Grammy winner in history. How crazy is that?
Oh, yes, true. Beautiful.
And here's young rapper named Boss Tootie. Boss Tootie landed a California waste campaign. So here's a young artist, she's out in California. She's doing her little thing. She's killing it out there. And she now has put out a video with Cal Waste Recovery Systems, which is about recycling.
Okay.
And so it's a video that, is meant to, focus on food waste recycling for elementary school students. So it's another example of, using the culture in a positive way to reach, people about issues that are important to the people. So shouts to Boss Tootie, who got herself a whole marketing campaign to talk about the importance of recycling.
I like that. I love that.
Two or three more stories and then we're out. They're very quick. We'll rapid fire. Here's an interesting story. I don't know if who watches this show. We might be fans of Christian hip hop. I don't know.
Word.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Definitely. Gen Z. This is an article in AL.com, which I think is Alabama. Alabama's like statewide newspaper, or whatever. Gen Z is turning to Christian hip hop in 2026. What's behind the move? So they're basically talking about in the industry. This is our industry section of the newsletter. I do kind of point to some industry stories, some stuff about the business. But there's been a jump. There's been a significant jump in the amount of people that are listening to Christian hip hop in the past year. It says in the first 30 weeks of 2025, on-demand audio streams of songs in the core Christian or gospel genre, which were also categorized in the subgenre of R&B and hip hop, totaled 1.37 billion, up from 878 million during the same 30-week period in 2024. So there is a uptick in Christian hip hop listenership.
Hey, there's been even just for me, I kind of peripherally seeing there's been it seems like I kind of been seeing that like an upswing in like the numbers of people listening, like the artists that I've been even seeing. Shout out to my man Jared Sanders, dope Christian hip hop artist. I know artists like Dayton from out here who was he was like a more of like a battle rapper in a way. I don't want to just say battle rapper, but he was a rapper. It was like his voice was really grimy. It would be like lyricism, but kind of street and other stuff. But he's a Christian hip hop artist now. I know Bodega Bams, who was out here. He just recently I heard on his page and all that said that he's I think he's rhyming. I know he came out as saying, "Hey, I'm forgive me if I'm wording it wrong, but, I'm Christian now, or I'm, this and that, like I'm saved and whatever," and like speaking on it at least and making videos talking about it. But he might be, for all I know, releasing music also now as that. But yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay, there you go. Some real on the ground evidence of this. So this is great. It says this year Christian hip hop artist, the Reverend Mike McClure Jr., who goes by Pastor Mike, and serves as the senior pastor of Rock City Church in Birmingham, hence the Alabama, scored his first Grammy Award nomination.
Oh, wow.
So we're getting some exposure in the music industry. It's introduced a new audience to his church's online streaming worship. You get a Grammy nomination, people are gonna pay attention to you. And he said in an interview, "It's blowing our mind. Hundreds of thousands are starting to tune in. It's just a blessing. The music is opening up a whole new audience." So again, I don't know how many times I got to preach this gospel. Haha, pun intended. There is no aspect of life. There is no aspect of society that cannot be improved and uplifted and exalted and amplified and praised and worshiped better than when you incorporate hip hop into the mix. You do it authentically, you do it with intention, you do it with purpose, and you will, how they say, you will receive it back tenfold. I think that's the tithes thing, the paying the tithes thing. Fun fact, by the way, I'm not a practicing Christian, but I have been baptized. I am actually saved. I went to a Pentecostal church in South Jamaica, Queens. Shouts to the Greater Rescue Church of Jesus Christ on Guy Brewer Boulevard, baby.
All right.
I am saved and sanctified. I'm telling you. Anyway, fun fact. Real quick, there's a good. I don't like Rolling Stone because it's a what do you call it? It's a paywall. So I can't read it if you don't like. I mean, I can find. There's ways to get around it. So I don't like to always post
on the mixtape era.
we're gonna dub it. And they did an interesting feature on Mero, Kid Mero, obviously, who is now the face of the Hot 97 morning show in New York City.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Cool.
It says here the newest morning show host at Hot 97 at New York's storied hip hop station Hot 97 is at the forefront of changing rap and media culture. He goes deep on his Bronx roots, Mayor Mamdani, and why he's not afraid to speak out politically.
Okay, all right.
So it's just a feature on the new face. Obviously, big news in the industry to see the pushing out of Ebro Darden and Peter Rosenberg and Laura Stiles from the Hot 97 morning show. It's been no secret. Those who have followed me for years, I've been no fan of how Hot 97 has represented hip hop culture. Let's just say.
Yeah, I wonder. Is there any changing from the inside? You know what I mean? Like, was it just whoever's there is just filling a spot? I mean, I wonder if whoever's there is just filling a spot,
right?
Or if or if there's any power Mero has, or anything that'll change, or something that people would enjoy.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see the morning shows, and I'm talking about Hot 97, obviously, the Breakfast Club, obviously having a much more bigger, footprint across the country. And it's a conversation for a later time. But they've always tried to incorporate politics to some degree. In fact, Ebro blamed his political stances on him being fired, and from that
that's
show.
True. I did see that too, yeah. And I never. Sorry, I was just gonna say I never listen. I don't really listen to the morning show. I'm a proponent of Real Late, the Sunday night show.
Sure.
Now the former Sunday night show that would play independent underground hip hop and all that. My music, friends' music.
Absolutely. Despite my misgivings about the overall landscape, Peter Rosenberg did New York hip hop particularly justice with Real Late with Peter Rosenberg's radio show. Absolutely, full stop. However, the rest can be debated.
Word, yeah. So I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't even know. Did Mero start already? I don't even know. Okay.
Yeah, he's been up there for a couple months now. Maybe 2 months, maybe like a month and a half.
All right. I got
right.
Clearly, I don't listen to the morning.
No, neither do I. But I do pay attention because, again, in my role, I have to see, does morning show radio and hip hop, particularly Hot 97 and the Breakfast Club, do they have because they always bring in, especially Breakfast Club, they're bringing all the political voices on. They're bringing, obviously during, I can remember during the primaries, like every Democratic primary, person came up to the show. We've seen Hillary Clinton with her hot sauce. We've seen, Joe Biden come out. We've seen, Kamala Harris come on.
Hot sauce thing was on Breakfast Club.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, pretty sure it was. But we know that these things happen. These moments.
It's a Breakfast Club. Let me bring my hot sauce. Oh, yeah.
I bring my hot sauce. I also have some orange juice. Is that helpful?
Yeah, mimosas. Yeah.
I'm down for mimosas, but I will say that I hesitate to give. I think I'll say this and we'll move on. I think that the actual impact that these shows have on the political spectrum or on the political leanings of their audiences is highly overblown. Highly overblown. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it makes much of a difference, but yet it's something that everyone gravitates to. And I guess what I'm saying is overall, and it's a longer conversation, it's not the way that hip hop can actually make impact amongst the voting public. They think it's the easy thing to do. It's obvious. We'll go on the radio show and then we'll get the votes. And it just doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that on the streets.
It seems, it's like part of the press run, part of all that thing. But like you said, conversation for next time, or I'll let you handle it.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. Okay,
Rocky, welcome.
Very, very, very wholesome story. Real quick, we won't watch the whole thing. ASAP Rocky, and we talk about hip hop and education all the time. I highlighted this. Andrew Wang might have brought this to my attention, or we might have seen it at the same time because it came out and it blew up really quickly. ASAP Rocky. There's a YouTube channel called Celebrity Substitute. And from what this is the first time I came across them. They have 150,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's very cool. And I guess they have celebrities that act as substitute teachers and they bring them to the schools and they interact with the kids and it's all good. And ASAP Rocky went to his former class, his former school in Harlem, of course, Harlem kid, and went back to his classroom and interacted with the students there. To bring basically, rap writing, let's do some rap songs. Let's work together. They built a recording studio in the school. It was a really wholesome and very cool video. It turned a lot of people on, I think, to the idea of what it looks like if you do incorporate hip hop into elementary school or early education. Obviously, as we know on this show, this is preaching to the choir, but we've people have done this for now decades, and it's a wonderful, beautiful thing, and we know this already, but it's really nice to see, obviously a celebrity get attached to it to show, just to give a hint of how beautiful it is, how cute it is, and how empowering and uplifting it is when you bring the culture into the classroom. And we don't have to be afraid of bringing rap music into the classroom. You do it at an early age. You do it this way. I'll just show let's just show a little clip. You should really watch this, y'all. It's really good. It's like 15 minutes long. It's really cool.
You want to do one?
Sure. His name is...
Okay.
Yeah, it's only right. We all been rapping.
All right, so he's
Rap
working
is
with the
my
kids.
life. I was actually just like you guys. I grew up not too far, and that's where I learned to rap. So what we're gonna do is test out some of y'all skills.
We split the kids into smaller groups so that Rocky could teach them how to freestyle.
Freestyle is where you make up your own rap, totally just made up. You don't really have enough time to think about it, you just say it.
So when I point to you, you say, I'm Jabri, and I'm older than 3 and the place to be. I'm Mika coming through your speaker. Hey. Something like that. You don't have to say that verbatim. So the pattern is Jabri, 1, 2, 3, go.
My name is Jabri, I'm older than 3. Come at me, you'll find me.
Hey.
My name is Fed, I am not in the bed.
Yeah.
My name is Quest, I ace every test. You know I'm the best. My name is Mika, aim to Pika. Pika spicy.
Threw in some Spanish.
My name is Ayla, it ain't Kayla.
Yeah, good job.
So just, it gets more into that. You actually hear the kids talking about their experiences. There's one young, I forget who it was. And he talks about how he had been bullied and like just doing these exercises, these rap, these freestyles, just, you know, the ability to express themselves, the ability to feel empowered. A$AP Rocky was great. I guess Rihanna got herself a nice husband. And I'm not jealous at all, but it's fine. He did good with the kids, and he taught the kids like some really good lessons. And again, what I think it showed to a novice, to a person that doesn't be in these worlds that we're in all the time, of this wonderful world of hip hop, that when you give kids the opportunity to, again, not have to leave their culture at the door, have fun, express themselves, it's very empowering, and it's very wholesome, and it's beautiful. And I think that if we teach our kids this sort of thing at a younger age like this, they end up looking at the world, looking at music, looking at entertainment, looking at culture a whole different way. I always advocate for the earlier, the better you can get hip hop, this kind of hip hop, into their lives is better for them. And I think that A$AP Rocky helped exemplify that. So shouts to that Celebrity Substitute channel. Please do check it out. It's very wholesome. It's worthwhile. It's worth checking out. That's it. I got two more. I mentioned him before. Ralph McDaniels, of course, founder of Video Music Box, a good friend of this show. I've interviewed him on a different podcast. He hosted my book signing at the Queens Library, and he's just a great guy and done so much for hip hop. He was on WBGO, which I think is the NPR affiliate out in Newark, I believe, the jazz station out in Newark. They interviewed him talking about hip hop and jazz. You should check that out. And lastly, Anna Tijoux. She's Chilean. She's done a lot of she's done work with our friends Rebel Diaz. She was interviewed on The World, which is a station that interviews people. So there you go. And I think that her story is fantastic. Her history is great. She's a great artist, and she obviously, it says here, born to Chilean exiles in France, rapper Anna Tijoux, I think it's how you pronounce it, Tijoux, right? Found home, not in a place, but in hip hop. Then decades into her career, Anna lost her sense of belonging. She discovered the only way back home was to rediscover creativity. And I think that will wrap up this segment by promising people that if you are of a certain age or a certain disposition that used to love hip hop, I used to love her. She did all these great things, but now she doesn't do those things anymore. I don't see it anymore. Well, I just gave you about 37 examples of
hip hop news that isn't about dumb shit.
That should tell you otherwise. Silent Night, thank you for rocking with me and sticking with me and giving your 2 cents into some of these stories.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Of
Shout out
course.
to everybody in the chat and all that, everybody watching. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna stick around in the chat.
Yeah, please do that. And of course, 2 things people should know about. First of all, this Thursday, February 19th, we are rocking together. We are back in NYC. I'm coming back home. I'm on the 1s and 2s. We'll be at the XYZ Lounge in the Aloft Hotel in Harlem. It's a hotel, but it's a lounge. It's a lobby, but it's a jump off. And it's the Uptown Get Down. And I'll be on the 1s and 2s. You and my man Toast from the band called Fuse, the band that we are in collectively, will be performing. You got some other featured performances for the New York Heads. What do we got coming up this Thursday? Tell them.
We got that show there. No, yeah, so like you said, WXYZ Lounge right in the Aloft Harlem. 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Manny Faces will be DJing a bunch, beginning part, the end part, a bunch of stuff. Me and Toast doing some music, doing a set. Naima Bug doing a set.
Naima Bug, I've known forever, but I don't know if I've ever met in real life. This is so dope. I'm very excited.
Likewise, we're both on. I think we're both on the same Mankind project. Mankind did, Cyril and Nate. They did a bunch of projects, and they always had a bunch of dope guests on there.
Yeah.
So I think the one that I'm on is the same one she's on.
That's what's up.
But this might be the first time meeting in person, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have a dope poet, Omar Holman, who's also a dope, an author. He's one of the people that helps run Black Nerd Problems. I think that might be messing his whole website up too. But yeah, but dope, a dope person and poet and all that. And then yes, the visual art. Yeah, D Cross has an exhibit that's up right now. Anybody could go and today, tomorrow.
In the hotel. They hang art from artists.
Yeah. So it'll be up, even longer after our event and all that.
Yep.
But he'll be in the house and his art will be there. People could check that out. It's really dope. I've seen some of it already online.
Yeah.
That's really dope.
And D Cross is a homie. We've known him for many years. He's also an incredible beatboxer, man.
Yeah.
Artist, visual artist.
Maybe we'll nudge him, get him on the mic too. We'll see. But yeah, dope event. Open. The mic is open too, so maybe some other special guests for a little bit. Part of it.
We'll be rocking.
No charge or anything.
No,
exactly.
just come through.
Percussionist, yeah.
Yeah, he's also an educator. He's taught. I worked with him. No, I didn't work with him at the same time, but we both taught workshops at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, NJPAC.
Yeah, NJPAC. All right, dope.
Yep.
But yeah, and also I want to say the spot is really dope where the show is on Thursday, and me and Manny and company did an event there in the summer, and that was really, really cool.
Really
and during another conference that you were a part of, and some of the fine folks, really dope people from there came through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll see you there. I will see you there, my friend. It's always good to be back in town and rocking with you.
I'll see you soon. I'm looking forward. I'm
man. I'm getting
only a few days.
I'm getting flued up. Flued up. Silent Night. Please tell people where they can find your music.
Yeah, so like you said, Silent Night, like the chess piece. So it's Silent KNIGHT. My Instagram and Twitch and I don't know, a bunch of stuff is Silent Night is Busy. That's a little ode or nod to my song and album Busy is My Best Friend. So Silent Night is Busy. And the same thing, Silent Night spelled that way with the K on all the streaming and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, my man. Thank you, brother. Brother, I appreciate you rocking with me tonight. Let's do it again sometime, yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Manny Faces. You sick for this one.